What if the biggest thing holding you back isn't your talent, your luck, or your situation, but the way you think? Right now, two people somewhere are facing the same failure. One gives up, the other grows. One says, "I'm not good enough." The other says, "I'm not good yet." That small shift in thinking changes everything. Your success, your confidence, your future is not decided by your abilities. It is decided by your mindset. And once you understand this, you'll never look at failure, effort, or even yourself the same way again. Let's talk about something simple, but powerful enough to change your entire life. Mindset, not motivation, not talent, not luck, but the invisible belief system that shapes how you see yourself and the world around you. Think about this for a moment. Have you ever felt like maybe you're just not smart enough? Or that some people are naturally gifted and you're not one of them? Or that you tried once, failed, and maybe that's just your limit? Most people believe their abilities are fixed. They think intelligence, talent, and success are things you're born with. And because of that belief, they stop pushing. They avoid challenges. They fear failure. They settle. But what if that belief is wrong? What if your abilities are not fixed, but flexible? This is where mindset changes everything. There are two types of mindsets: a fixed mindset and a growth mindset. A fixed mindset says, "This is who I am." A growth mindset says, "This is who I'm becoming." One keeps you stuck. The other helps you evolve. And the difference between the two is what separates people who stay average from those who achieve extraordinary things. In this audiobook, we'll explore this idea deeply through 5 powerful chapters. Chapter 1. The Two Mindsets. Understanding the difference that shapes your entire life. Chapter 2. Why failure is your greatest teacher. Turning setbacks into strength. Chapter 3. The power of effort. Why hard work matters more than talent. Chapter 4. Facing challenges without fear. Building courage and resilience. Chapter 5. Transforming your mindset. Practical ways to change how you think and grow. By the end of this journey, you won't just understand mindset. You'll start seeing yourself differently. You'll realize that you are not limited by where you are today. You are defined by how willing you are to grow. And that changes everything. Chapter 1. The Two Mindsets. There are 2 ways to live your life. 2 ways to look at challenges. 2 ways to respond to failure. 2 ways to define yourself. One will quietly hold you back, and the other will quietly push you forward. These are called the fixed mindset and the growth mindset. A fixed mindset believes that your abilities are permanent. You are either good at something, or you're not. You're either smart, or you're not. And no matter how hard you try, that won't change. So what happens? You start avoiding anything that might expose your weaknesses. You play safe. You stay in your comfort zone. Because in a fixed mindset, failure doesn't mean I need to improve. It means I am not good enough. Now think about how heavy that feels. Every mistake becomes personal. Every challenge feels like a risk. Every criticism feels like an attack. So slowly, without even realizing, you stop growing. Now let's look at the growth mindset. A growth mindset believes that abilities can be developed, that intelligence can be improved, that skills can be learned. It doesn't mean you're perfect. It means you're capable of becoming better. So when a person with a growth mindset faces a challenge, they don't run away. They lean in. When they fail, they don't say, "I can't do this." They say, "I can't do this yet." And that one word changes everything. Because now failure is not the end. It's part of the process. Imagine two students preparing for an exam. The first one thinks, if I fail, it means I'm not smart. So what does he do? He avoids difficult questions. He studies just enough to stay safe. He fears trying too hard, because failing after effort feels worse. The second student thinks, if I fail, I'll learn what I need to improve. So what does he do? He challenges himself. He practices harder questions. He embraces mistakes, because they show him where to grow. Now tell me, after a few months, who do you think improves more? This isn't just about studies. It shows up everywhere. In sports, one player quits after losing a match. Another trains harder because of it. In business, one person fears starting because they might fail. Another starts, fails, learns, and tries again. In life, one person stays stuck in "what if I can't?" while another moves forward with "what if I learn?" The truth is, your mindset shapes your reality. If you believe you can't change, you won't. If you believe you can grow, you will. And here's something powerful to remember. No one is born with a growth mindset. It's not a talent. It's a choice. A choice you make every time you face something difficult. You either protect your ego or you build your future. So the next time you catch yourself saying, I'm not good at this, add one word, yet. I'm not good at this yet. Because that single word opens a door to learning, a door to effort, a door to becoming someone better than you were yesterday. And once you walk through that door, there's no going back. Because now, you understand something most people never do. You are not fixed. You are in progress. Chapter 2, Why Failure is Your Greatest Teacher. Failure is a word most people fear. A word that brings discomfort, embarrassment, even shame. From a young age, we are taught to avoid it. Good grades are rewarded. Mistakes are corrected. And slowly, without realizing it, we begin to associate failure with something negative, something to hide, something to be afraid of. But what if failure isn't your enemy? What if it's actually your greatest teacher? Think about how a child learns to walk. They fall again and again. No balance, no control, just constant failure. But do they stop? No. They don't sit there thinking, maybe walking isn't for me. They don't feel embarrassed. They don't give up. They simply try again, and again, and again, until one day, they walk. Somewhere along the way, we lose that mindset. We grow up and start fearing failure. We begin to protect our image more than our growth. We think, if I fail, people will judge me. If I fail, it means I'm not capable. If I fail, I should stop. And because of that fear, we stop taking risks. We stop trying new things. We stay where it's comfortable, even if it means staying stuck. But here's the truth most people never fully accept. Every successful person you admire has failed more times than you can imagine. The difference is, they didn't see failure as an ending. They saw it as feedback. Each mistake showed them something valuable. What didn't work? What needed improvement? What to do differently next time? Failure became their guide, not their limit. Let's imagine two people starting something new. The first person fails once and stops. They think, this isn't for me. The second person fails and reflects. They ask, what can I learn from this? One closes the door. The other finds a new path. Over time, that difference becomes everything. Failure has a hidden gift. It shows you the truth. It reveals your weak points. It exposes your gaps. It forces you to grow. Success, on the other hand, can sometimes hide those things. When everything goes right, you don't question yourself. You don't analyze deeply. You don't improve as much. But failure forces you to look closer. And that's where real growth begins. There's another reason failure is powerful. It builds resilience. Every time you fail and choose to continue, you become mentally stronger. You stop fearing judgment. You stop needing perfection. You start trusting your ability to handle setbacks. And that confidence is far more valuable than any single success. So instead of asking, "What if I fail?" start asking, "What will I learn if I do?" Because failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of it. The people who grow the most are not the ones who avoid failure. They are the ones who use it. They take every mistake, every setback, every rejection, and turn it into fuel. So the next time you fail, don't step back. Step forward. Look at it. Learn from it. Use it. Because every failure is shaping a stronger version of you. Chapter 3: The Power of Effort. There's a belief that quietly controls how most people live. Sounds simple, almost harmless. Talented people don't need to try that hard. We admire natural ability. We praise people who succeed effortlessly. We say things like, "He's just gifted," or "She was born for this." And without realizing it, we start thinking that effort is a sign of weakness. That if you have to work hard, maybe you're not good enough. But the truth is completely opposite. Effort is not a weakness. It's the path to mastery. Think about anything you're good at today. At some point, you were bad at it. You struggled. You made mistakes. You felt slow, confused, maybe even frustrated. But you kept going. And slowly improvement happened. Not because you were born with it, but because you worked for it. A growth mindset understands something powerful. Talent may give you a starting point, but effort determines how far you go. Let's imagine two people again. The first person is naturally talented. Things come easy to them in the beginning, so they don't push themselves much. They avoid difficult challenges because they're not used to struggling. The second person starts off average. Nothing comes easy, but they work, they practice, they stay consistent. Now fast forward a few years. The first person hits a wall. Things get harder, and they don't know how to deal with it. The second person, they've been facing challenges all along. They've built discipline. They've built patience. They've built strength. And eventually, they surpass the first person. Effort builds something talent alone never can. It builds character. It teaches you how to keep going when things are hard. It teaches you how to stay focused when results are slow. It teaches you how to trust the process, even when you don't see immediate success. Here's something important to understand. Growth doesn't feel comfortable. Feels slow. Feels uncertain. Sometimes it even feels frustrating. But that's a sign you're improving. Because when you're learning, you're stretching beyond your current limits. A fixed mindset avoids effort. It says, if I have to try, maybe I'm not good at this. So it stays safe. It stays comfortable. And it stays the same. A growth mindset embraces effort. It says, this is how I get better. So it keeps going. Even when it's hard. Even when it's slow. Because it understands that effort is not punishment. It's progress. Think about athletes. Behind every powerful performance, there are hours of unseen effort. early mornings, late nights, repetition after repetition. What looks like talent on the outside is often years of effort on the inside. And this doesn't just apply to sports. It applies to everything. Learning a skill, building a career, improving yourself. Effort is always part of the journey. So the next time something feels difficult, don't take it as a sign to stop. Take it as a sign that you're growing. Instead of saying, "This is too hard," say, "This is making me better." Because in the end, it's not the most talented person who wins. It's the one who keeps showing up, the one who keeps trying, the one who keeps improving. Effort is your advantage. Use it. Chapter 4. Facing challenges without fear. Challenges. Most people see them as obstacles, something to avoid, something that creates stress, pressure, and discomfort. But what if challenges are not there to stop you, but to shape you? Think about the moments when you've grown the most. Was it when everything was easy? When everything was going your way? Or was it when things were difficult? When you had to push yourself? When you had no choice but to become stronger? The truth is simple. Growth and comfort cannot exist together. A fixed mindset avoids challenges. It says, "What if I fail? What if I'm not good enough? What if people judge me?" So it chooses safety. It stays in familiar territory. It repeats what it already knows. It avoids anything that might expose weakness. And in doing so, it avoids growth. A growth mindset sees challenges differently. It asks, "What can this teach me? How can this make me better?" Instead of running away, it moves toward the challenge. Because it understands something powerful. Every challenge carries an opportunity to learn, an opportunity to improve, an opportunity to discover your true potential. Imagine someone standing at the edge of something new, a new skill, a new opportunity, a new beginning. They feel fear. Their heart beats faster. Their mind fills with doubt. Now they have two choices: step back or step forward. Stepping back feels safe. No risk, no failure, no discomfort, but also no progress. Stepping forward feels uncertain. There's risk, there's fear, there's a chance of failure, but there's also growth. The people who transform their lives are not the ones who feel no fear. They are the ones who move forward despite it. They don't wait to feel ready. They don't wait for perfect confidence. They take action and build confidence along the way. Here's something important. Fear doesn't disappear before you act. It disappears after you act. The first time you try something new, it feels difficult. The second time, a little easier. The third time, more familiar. And slowly, what once felt impossible becomes normal. Challenges stretch you. They push you beyond what you think you can do. And in that process, you discover strength you didn't know you had. Every challenge you face is shaping you. It's building resilience. It's building courage. It's building confidence. Not the loud kind, but the quiet, unshakable kind. So the next time you face something difficult, don't ask, "Why is this happening to me?" Ask, "What is this preparing me for?" Because challenges are not there to break you. They are there to build you. And every time you choose to face them, instead of avoiding them, you step closer to the person you're meant to become. Chapter 5. Transforming your mindset. Up until now, you've understood something powerful. That your mindset shapes your actions. Your actions shape your results. And your results shape your life. But here's the most important question. Can you actually change your mindset? The answer is yes. And it starts with awareness. The first step is simply noticing your thoughts. Every time you face a challenge, listen to your inner voice. Does it say, I can't do this? Or, I can't do this yet? That small difference is where change begins. The second step is changing how you respond to failure. Instead of seeing failure as proof of your limits, start seeing it as information. Ask yourself, what did this teach me? What can I do differently next time? This shifts your focus from judging yourself to improving yourself. The third step is valuing effort. Stop measuring yourself only by results. Start valuing the process, the hours you put in, the consistency you build, the progress you make, even if it's slow, because growth doesn't happen overnight. It happens over time. The fourth step is embracing challenges. Don't wait for confidence to take action. Take action, and confidence will follow. Every time you step out of your comfort zone, you expand it, and what once felt difficult starts to feel normal. The fifth step is being patient with yourself. Change doesn't happen in a day. There will be moments when you fall back into old thinking. Moments when doubt returns. That's okay. What matters is that you keep choosing growth again and again. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to keep moving forward. Here's the truth that changes everything. You are not defined by where you are today. You are defined by your willingness to grow. Not your past, not your failures, not your current abilities, but your mindset. The moment you truly understand this, you stop limiting yourself. You stop saying, "This is who I am," and you start saying, "This is who I'm becoming." And that shift is the beginning of transformation. Let's bring everything together. There are two mindsets, fixed and growth. One keeps you stuck. The other moves you forward. Failure is not the end. It's a teacher. Effort is not weakness. It's your strength. Challenges are not obstacles. They are opportunities. And most importantly, you have the power to change how you think. Your life doesn't change in one big moment. It changes in small decisions. The decision to try again. The decision to learn. The decision to keep going, even when it's hard. Every time you choose growth, you become stronger. Every time you face fear, you become braver. Every time you keep going, you become better. So from today, stop asking, "Am I good enough?" Start asking, "How can I grow?" Because your potential is not fixed. It's waiting for you to believe in it. If this message connected with you, take a moment to reflect. Which mindset have you been living with? And which one are you choosing from today? If you found value in this, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who needs this message. And in the comments, write one thing you're ready to improve, because growth starts with a decision.